Welcome to Motors and Medicine. On today's episode, I'm working on the Bronco again. This time I'm going to be installing a set of leatherette seat covers that are waterproof. Now, a little backstory. When I first bought this Bronco, I was debating on whether I wanted to have marine grade vinyl or leather or cloth. I mean, it was just kind of a back and forth because each material for the seats has its positives and its negatives, drawbacks and so forth. So when I was speccing out my Bronco, it turns out that I could not have leather because I needed a higher trim Bronco to do so. And same goes for the marine grade vinyl. The issues that I had with those two finishes, first, the marine grade vinyl, which is actually a really good finish, but when I went to Bronco Off-Rodeo in Moab, I rode in a Bronco and drove a Bronco that had marine grade vinyl. And I was really disappointed because it was so hot and sweaty and sticky that I thought there's no way I'm gonna be able to have that on a permanent basis. And then I rode in one that had leather and it was nice. The problem is that leather, if you get it wet, it can ruin the leather. So that created another dilemma for me. So then the two options that I decided to go with, which were compatible with this trim of Bronco, and that was just the base cloth and the two-tone cloth that I ended up choosing. Choosing the two-tone cloth helped me get a little bit more variation in color, and you notice that even the dash came out the same two-tone as the seats, which was kind of nice. But that being said, driving this Bronco without the top and with the doors off, I worry about this cloth getting wet because I don't want it to mildew. So I started doing some research and I found a company called MABETT, and they make leatherette seat covers that are perforated. They look really nice, and they happen to be waterproof, but they won't necessarily make you sweat or get hot and sticky like vinyl would. And since they're waterproof, you don't have to worry about having it get ruined by water. And so I decided to go with this. So I'm gonna step over, grab just the lower piece of the seat so that we can kind of get started on the install. And then I'll kind of take breaks throughout as I install some pieces and kind of show you how things go. This kit is fairly straightforward how to install, but we'll go ahead and I'm gonna go walk over, grab that first piece and show you what it looks like. So here we are. This is the seat bottom of the passenger side. I don't know if you can see on camera, but I'll zoom it in a little bit so you can see the perforations on the seat. It's actually really nice quality. It's like a pleather, if you'd say that. Very similar to the material that I had in other cars that I've owned that I opted out of leather because of the fact that I didn't want to have leather and ruin it. I do have leather in my Mustang, but I never obviously get that wet. So we're gonna start by first kind of getting this kind of situated and see what it looks like. So I'm gonna sort of step out of the way here. And this particular seat has, this seat cover I should say, has like a plastic bracket that goes on the outside that clips into the plastic here on the Bronco. And then it's got a couple of straps on the bottom that will wrap under the seat. So to do so, first thing I have to do is disconnect these straps, and then we'll go ahead and get it in place. So now that we got that going there, I'm just gonna start to slide this in place, tighten it up. And on the opposite side here, there's a little bit of Velcro, and that's kind of what holds the other end. So there's Velcro on the inside of the Bronco seat, and they've got the opposite Velcro on this seat cover, so it attaches really well. All right, Now we also have these little hook straps here, and the kit comes with these little hooks that we're going to attach to these straps and pass underneath the seat and lock together. And then the other straps that I have out the back, I'm gonna pass them underneath and then hook them back to the front of the seat. And that's gonna give this a nice taut finish. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on that for a second. I'll be right back. All right, so it looks like I got that first bottom seat installed. I'm gonna kind of bring you guys a little bit closer so you can kind of see it. There it is. So that actually came out pretty well. I'm gonna continue on with the next step and then we'll go from there. So now that we've got this seat bottom installed, now we're gonna move on to the seat back. And the first step, it says, is to remove the headrest. So I'm gonna pop that out, set that aside for a second. I'm gonna grab the seat cover, which is here, which is a really nice, pretty color. And I've already pre-attached the hooks underneath. So now I just have to kind of slide it over and see how this thing comes together. Then it says to, there's like some pre-cut holes on the back spot, on the back seat. And so I got to push that through the plastic bases for the headrest. All right, now that those are secure, I'm gonna work on securing the rest of this seat back all the way down. And then I'm gonna work on getting, kind of showing you guys like where the straps are underneath, and then we can kind of go from there. All right, so I'm situated in the back now. Now that I got the seat cover pulled all the way down, those hooks that I had installed before, they pass through underneath the back of the seat, and then you kind of hook them all together underneath. And then the two straps that are on the back here, they slide underneath the seat and hook onto the seat slider bracket, just to kind of hold it even tighter. So it's really nice. It's got the same pocket that it came with from the factory, but now this thing just looks fabulous. The only thing left to do is just to zip up this side pocket here. And perfect. Now the seat cover is fully installed. I'm gonna move ahead into the headrest now and see how it ends up looking. All right, so I got the headrest secured in here with the Velcro. It's very simple. It's clean. It's a nice, soft, supple feeling finish of pleather. But my biggest concern is, of course, that it look good, but more importantly, that it protect my cloth seats from ever getting wet and mildewing. So now the last piece of the puzzle, we'll just slide this back in. And there you go. Now we can kind of see how it all comes together. All right, so now after about an hour or so, I was able to install the opposite seat. So I did the passenger first, then I moved on and did the driver's seat. Then I came back here and did the the passenger seats. The process was pretty much the same as the front. I basically just had to start with the bottoms, slide the seats over the seat covers over the seats, pass the straps underneath the seat, and then attach the hooks and then make the hook connections underneath the seat. And it's like super taut. I mean, it's like it would have come from the factory. I'm super impressed with this kit. This kit was about $300 on Amazon, and it's made by a company named MABETT. I think that's how you pronounce it. I will put a link in the description. Took about an hour to install, start to finish. It might take somebody a little bit less if they're faster with upholstery. I'm very meticulous. I take my time, so it kind of took me probably longer than it needed to. But in reality, an hour, 2 at the most, if you're really just taking your time. I love the color. I love the richness, the perforated. It's cushier, so it adds another level of cushion to the seats that were already pretty comfortable from Ford. But now we've got front and rear that are, and these seats are like super nice and plush. But the nice thing is that it's going to protect my seats against mildewing and getting wet, because these particular seat covers are waterproof. One other thing that I wanted to show you guys that I installed today as well is a set of foot pegs for the passenger driver, and for the passenger and for the driver. And these foot pegs are for when we are kind of just cruising around. I might get some for the passengers and rear, but for now, I don't really like my kids having their feet outside the car when we're driving. But I'm going to show you these pegs now, and I'll put a link in the description to these pegs as well. So here's what it looks like. It's got the American flag etched in. It's made out of powder-coated aluminum. It's a nice piece. I really like the way it looks there. And these pegs just kind of let you rest your foot when you don't have your doors on, so that you can just kind of hang your foot out in a more relaxed position. I really like that. So I kind of knocked out 2 birds with one stone. I hit the pegs and then put the interior in, and I'm really pleased with how it turned out. Like I said, this interior wasn't too expensive. It's a faux leather or pleather material. I found it on Amazon, and I hope it lasts a long time, because it sure looks good and it feels good, and it actually adds a lot of richness and depth to the interior of the Bronco. So hopefully this video was helpful for anybody doing any kind of seat covers or interior. Or if you do happen to have cloth interior with your Bronco, you may want to consider this particular set or something like it, just to protect your cloth seats. But at the end of the day, I'm really pleased with how this turned out. And please do me a favor, give it a thumbs up. And on top of that, there's a lot of you out there that haven't subscribed. So please subscribe to the channel. It'll help it grow. And I will continue to put out some content. I'm going to be doing a little bit more work on the Bronco as well as the Mustang. And of course, we do have some more car reviews coming up. I just haven't had time to do them yet. I've been really busy with work, but hopefully I can get a chance to do all that and just keep adding content and having fun. So until next time, this is Motors and Medicine signing off. Thanks.